Melbourne actor Jordan Marr is returning to Chapel Chapel, starring in the role of George in Stage Arts production of the musical Spring Awakening. The Tony Award-winning musical is set in Germany back in 1891. It's a time when sex education is non-existent. In brief, here is a boy transitioning into manhood. I won't spoil it. We'll let my good friend online tell us all about that. And he's online right now. Jordan, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to have you back. Jordan, this is going to be a bit of a test one for you, isn't it? You fall in love, don't you, with some person of a...
Absolutely, yeah. The character I play, Georg, he, like you said, is transitioning into manhood.
Yeah.
But it's made quite difficult for him by his ongoing obsession with his piano teacher throughout the show. So it's a very fun role to play, not only as an actor, but as a part of the ensemble of actors that put on Spring Awakening.
Yes. Look, I'm really looking forward to it. We'll be there at the opening night. It's coming up next week, and really looking forward. How are the rehearsals going?
Yeah, really well. We've got a really great support network and creative team behind us, and we really feel like we're in safe hands. We've been running the show for the past few rehearsals now, and it's really coming down to the pointy end, and we're all having a sensational time.
Robbie's directing again?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Robbie's directing. We've got Caleb Garfinkel as the music director, and making her musical theatre choreography debut is Zoe Marsh. And we've just been getting some sensational feedback from outsiders who have been coming in to see these runs that we've been doing of the show, in rehearsal, and just saying that the approach that the team are taking towards the show is a really beautiful interpretation. So it's really good to be hearing things like that before opening night.
Yeah, did you see the one in New York? Have you been able to see that?
I did. Yeah. I was lucky enough to see the Deaf West production, which was just sensational. Yeah.
So when you're taking a part such as George that you're taking on, do you model yourself on that? Do you become an individual and do it differently with the director? What happens?
No, well, I tend to work as building it from the ground up,
right.
And Robbie, as a director, is very accepting of that. He's very open to bringing everything that you've got on the table to first rehearsal, and then really building it as if it was unformed from the beginning, and then taking things that we like from other people's versions and what have you. But it's a very all-inclusive way of directing. And building characters. So I'm finding it a great experience at the moment.
The time of 1891 when it's set, it was very different to what we've got today, even back in the 60s or 70s here in Australia. How hard was it to go back and relate then to 1891?
Well, surprisingly not as difficult as what it probably sounds like. The story of Spring Awakening is one that will never be forgotten, and that's the case for many reasons. The musical Spring Awakening was based on a play, which was written in 1890, but it didn't actually have its first performance until 16 years later, due to it either being censored or banned entirely, for reasons such as the subject matter. It tackles topics that are definitely still relevant today, and were looked upon as taboo and even not talked about back in the 1890s. Topics such as abortion, teenage pregnancy, domestic violence, adolescent suicide, the discovering of sexuality. None of these things were really ever explored, at least on the stage or on a degree of this on the musical theatre stage, until Spring Awakening. So it's definitely a musical that makes you think.
And from your little précis there, what you said, that's certainly very appropriate and very much the 21st century, isn't it? Very much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely still relevant today. And I think
messages coming through. Yeah,
and I think that's why it is a musical that will truly never be forgotten. It's a story that won't be forgotten. Yeah.
Jordan, is it emotional?
Oh,
very much.
Without a hint of doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's very full on, not only for the actor playing the roles that we're all doing, but for the audience as well. It's a very moving piece, very much so. Yeah. Tell
me, do you have to play the piano yourself in this?
Yes, I do actually.
You do?
Yeah. I've I played piano all through primary school and then gave it up to pick up guitar. But
Right.
When I started university again in 2013, I picked up piano lessons again, and it was a bit of challenge tackling some of the bark that I have to play in the show.
Yes.
But it's been a challenge that I accepted with arms wide open. It's been a lot of fun.
So we're going to hear you play.
Absolutely, interestingly enough, we don't have a pianist for the show as a part of the band. That's split between three of the cast members, myself included.
Okay.
We actually play most of the songs on piano, so it's a really nice way to sort of bring this really beautiful score out into the actors' world as well, to try and incorporate it all together. It's a really nice touch.
Now, who plays the part of your piano teacher?
Olivia, beautiful lady named Olivia. It's we've had a lot of fun.
I bet you have.
in rehearsals for this one.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like we were saying before, it's a very emotional story. And
Yes.
but this adds an element of humour in there, definitely, which is something that's been great to play with.
And I just say, when you got the opening night, then you go into the full season of this. Every night's going to be a little bit different. I suppose you've got the basics that you are talking to us about, your acting and so on, but the emotions, I suppose, it'll depend on what the audience emotions are like.
Oh, absolutely.
And how that springs back to you.
Yeah, and ideally it comes down to the joy of live theatre, really.
Yes.
Yeah, however the...
And it's the intimacy of Chapel off Chapel.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's a really intimate space. It's kind of funny putting on a show of this nature in a space like a chapel. I feel like the way we've gone about our vision for this production of Spring Awakening, it will it's going to be very inclusive with the audience, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
You were saying earlier that you went back to uni in 2013, I think you quoted.
Yeah, that's right.
And you did your acting, obviously, through uni, did you?
Yeah, I did. So I graduated high school in 2013 and auditioned for the VCA when I was 17.
Yep.
I'm originally from Wollongong in New South Wales. So
we won't hold that against you.
No, I mean, well. Yes. So I moved down to here to Melbourne in 2013 to start the BFA Music Theatre at the VCA, and graduated at the end of 2015.
Yeah, great stuff. Work-wise, what's coming up next after this one? Have you got something else that's lined up?
Yeah, a couple of things lined up. I'm going to be starring in Paris, a rock odyssey. It was the John English musical that's happening at the Recital Centre.
Yep.
Playing the character Talthybius.
Oh, so you're doing that? Oh, good.
So that should be that should certainly be a lot of fun, and totally other end of the spectrum to
to what you're doing now.
Spring Awakening.
Of course.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
The other show.
Yeah.
I'm going straight from finishing off Paris into a Echelon production, which is one of those educational touring regional kids shows for Book Week, which should be a lot of fun again. Yeah.
So long as the work is there, that's the most important thing for an actor, isn't it?
Well, absolutely.
You've got to keep that money coming in, and look, you're only young into the industry, and you've got the world in front of you, pal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to seeing this on opening night. Now, Awakening is starting, I think it's the 19th. Yes, May the 19th.
Yeah, that's right.
Through to the 4th of June. Opening night is the 20th, Saturday next at Chapel off Chapel. Please phone the chapel for bookings, or you can go online and do that too if you want to. But it is starting on the 19th of May, running to June the 4th. So that's about, 3 weeks? Yeah, good season. Yeah. Good season, mate. Look forward to seeing you on the night, Jordan. All the best with the Pell. And,
cheers,
should I say break a leg? A bit of not these days, because you just might do it, might you? Or don't break a finger.
No, absolutely.
Because you've got to play that piano.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Take care, pal. Nice to talk to you.
Cheers,
okay, bye, George. Bye-bye now.